Hello lads and welcome to my Kill Squad Uneducated review. The game just released in early access and you can get it on Steam for a few bucks. That is, if you like this type of games. Keep watching to see what I think about it. According to the description from the developer, Kill Squad is an action RPG in the style of Diablo, or to be more precise as they put it, a mix of Diablo and Left 4 Dead. And here is the very first issue with this. That description is quite misleading. Yes, the game shares the style with Diablo in that it is an isometric game with a top-down view, and you move through hordes of enemies and massacre them. But there is a fundamental difference between both. Diablo, in a typical ARPG manner, has persistent progression. You level up your character and find better and better loot. In time your skills become stronger so that you can go out and fight stronger enemies in a more or less open world. In Kill Squad you also have a progression. Well, kind of. And you level up, but there is no persistence. Every time you take a contract, which is the equivalent of a mission in Diablo, you start from level 1 and work your way up higher. There is also no real loot, because this too is bound to the game design and is extremely limited. So every contract you start you can activate upgrades which give you an advantage on the field. But you have to do all that each time you play a mission. So in that regard, Kill Squad is more of a MOBA game rather than an ARPG. Therefore, if you were expecting a Diablo style game, I am sorry to disappoint you, just as I myself am disappointed, because I was expecting the same thing. I did not watch many videos about this game on purpose, because I did not want to spoil my experience when I review it. Now, if you do like MOBA style games, there is a lot of action when you play a contract. The gameplay itself is fast, action-packed, and you get a ton of enemies which have interesting features. That being said, once you have played a few contracts, the feeling does seem to dull, because repetition kicks in very fast. Another difference with Diablo is the movement type. You do not click to move, rather you use the WASD keys to do that. This can feel a bit weird when playing with keyboard and mouse. Maybe with the controller it feels more natural, but I did not test that. Because of a simple reason that after I finished playing a few contracts, I was left with a rather bitter feeling about the game itself. So, before this happens to any of you guys, I decided to share it with you. Something that the developer should have done a better job of when they described the game. As the title says, this is an uneducated review, and I am utterly politically incorrect. So I will never blandish a game for the sake of whatever. I will say it as it is. There is also no need to go into details about the classes and other game features like graphics or sound, because it still is in early access and there are also tons of videos on that already. I just wanted to give you guys a real opinion from someone who was not approached from the publisher to test the game. Yes, there were many YouTubers who did that. So then, my final verdict is as follows. If you like MOBA style games, go for it. But if you actually like Diablo style games, then no, I cannot recommend this. Hopefully after the Diablo Immortal fiasco, Blizzard has come to senses and is working on Diablo 4. Until then, I will keep looking on other prospective action RPGs coming our way.